Hi, it's the M.L.M for this whole channel. I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I just would like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And some people I thank have inspired me. I hope they can inspire you as well. And I will have links below this video to their sites here: Rabbi Shalom Arush, Rabbi Lazer Brody, Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Belon Anava, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rabbi Daniel Asser, Nissim Baruch Black, Rabbi Michael Skobach, Jews for Judaism, Rabbi David Usher, and Rabbi Ron Ruvain, and also Rabbi Yosef Chesney. As well, if you've never checked out this channel before, I will have a link below to my first video, which explains what M.L.M for the soul means, what it stands for, and what I'm doing. So this is for the upcoming parasha Beha'alosecha, or Beha'alosecha, however you pronounce it. And this is from the Tiferes Yosef by Rabbi Yosef Chesney, and I call this "Appreciate What We Have." So this is him saying this, of course. So we are constantly surrounded by well springs of happiness. There is so much to be happy about, yet many people are blind to all the goodness that they possess and are thus unhappy. We have to learn to develop the right eyes that can see all that we have to be grateful for. When Yitro wanted to leave Klal Yisrael to rejoin his family, Moshe begged him to change his mind and to stay with them. He told him that if he would stay, Vayita lanu le'einayim, you will serve as our eyes. What does this mean? In what way was Yitro our eyes? Or Yisro, how do you pronounce it? So Rashi says, anything that will be concealed from us, you will enlighten us with. What is it that we can become blind to? Why is Yisro the one who can enlighten us? So this is, of course, again, Rabbi Chesney saying this. I once heard the following beautiful explanation. Human beings have the tendency to get accustomed to all that we have and to take it for granted. We no longer gain happiness from what we have. So this applies to Ruchnius, which is the spiritual side of things, as opposed to the Gashmius, which is material. As well, we become used to the fact that we are the chosen nation, and we slowly lose our appreciation for possessing this lofty status. When we are reawakened to appreciate what we have? It is when we observe ourselves through the lens of an outsider. When someone who is not part of our culture comes and is wowed by what they see, this reawakens our appreciation to what we have. Yisro was a convert, thus he served as our eyes, and we were now able to observe ourselves through the lens of an outsider. And I want to say that that's true. Like, I've heard and listened to many stories of people who are Jews by choice, I call them, and they're amazing. They totally re-inspire you to what you're doing because they're so passionate and fervent. And even years later, even a woman that I'm friends with, she's been now a Jew by choice for, I think it's like 8 or something years, and she's still, it's so beautiful to see. So it really helps us as well. So that's just my own little side note. So there are wellsprings of happiness everywhere waiting for us to tap into. We possess everything we need to make us happy. We just need to learn how to appreciate what we have. How do we do this? Rabbi Avigdor Miller Zatzal offers the following fascinating advice. Whenever we see someone who is lacking, it should serve as an inspiration to appreciate what we have. If you hear of someone who is ill, yes, you should feel bad for them, but you should also become excited that you are healthy. If you see someone who needs a ride, think, Baruch Hashem, I have a car. In this fashion, we can have so many reminders every day to appreciate what we have. Rabbi Avigdor did not only preach this, he lived this way. His grandson, Rabbi Yisrael Brag, relates, one morning I was walking with my Zayda, that's grandfather, which is Rabbi Avigdor Miller Zatzal, when he said, do you see what I see? I said, no, I don't see anything. My grandfather continued, then it must be a message for me, not for you. Down the block there was a man walking while feeling out the sidewalk in front of him with a stick. He then lifted his eyes to the heavens and with much enthusiasm proclaimed, thank you, Hashem, for my eyesight. Rabbi Avigdor Miller once said in a speech that you should try to walk around your house with your eyes closed for 5 minutes. When you open your eyes, you will have true appreciation for your vision. Do we consider ourselves wealthy? What is the definition of an usher? Usher means a wealthy person. The Gaon says that it stands for, I like this thing, but he didn't put it in order of the letters, but it says Raglayim and Einayim Shinayim Yodayim, or Einayim Shinayim Yodayim and Raglayim. I think that's the way it goes. Spell out usher. So it spells out usher. Einayim are eyes, Shinayim are teeth, Yodayim are hands, and Raglayim are feet. So that's what's spelled usher. Eyes, teeth, hands, and feet. One who has eyes, teeth, hands, and feet, like he says now, and is truly wealthy. We are truly a lot better off than a millionaire who is lacking these. Where did Rabbi Avigdor Miller go when he needed a real boost of simcha? He went to the cemetery, of all places. Going there gave him an appreciation for being alive. We have so much, we have to learn how to appreciate it. Many times people have a lack of appreciation for what they do. We see others and we wish that we can do what they are doing. We have to realize that sometimes what we're doing is most important. After the Nesiim brought the inaugural karbanos, that's the princes of each of the shvatim, of each of the tribes. The karbanos are the sacrifices. Aaron felt bad that he did not partake in the karbanos. Moshe appeased him by giving him perspective. Your position of lighting and cleaning the menorah, which is the candelabra, is more important. This applies to us as well. Everyone has their own mission in life. We get accustomed to what we have and lose appreciation for it. Instead, we enviously hide a lot of others. We have to appreciate what we have. There was once a man who had the occupation of driving a school bus. It was a hard job, the kids were rowdy, and they showed little appreciation for all his work. He slowly began to lose his stamina for his job. He went to a gadol to discuss it. The gadol helped him by completely changing his perspective. He said, children go to the cheder, that's to the school, to learn. Children going to cheder to learn are akin to a sefer Torah, which is, the scroll of Torah. You are honored every day with hotzah v'achna'ah, transporting so many living sifrei Torah daily. We have to stop focusing on what we don't have and instead focus on what we do have. The Yidden, which means the Jews, in the Midbar, which is the desert, ate manna. What could be better than that? Yet there were those who complained because it was lacking a few flavors. Hashem wants us to realize that we have and what we have and to be thankful for it. I would like to conclude with the following story. Again, this is Rabbi Chesney. I just keep reiterating that so you know it's not me telling this. There was once a man who was going through a difficult situation. His daughter was getting married and he didn't have funds to make the wedding. He didn't know what to do. He walked the streets with a look of despair written across his face. A chashav yid, which means an important Jew, saw him and asked him what is wrong. And he said, I have a daughter who is a kala, that means a bride, and I don't have funds for the chasana, which is the wedding. The chashav yid realized what he had to do to give the despondent man perspective. He said, I can't digest everything you said in one shot. Let's take it slowly. First of all, you're telling me you have a daughter. That is beautiful. So many people are wishing for children. Baruch Hashem, you have a child. The man then grabbed his friend's hands and began to dance in appreciation of him having a daughter. Then the conversation continued. Now you are telling me that she's engaged. This is an unbelievable gift from Hashem. Once again, they danced for a few minutes. The conversation concluded. Now let me hear what was bothering you. You're missing a few dollars? Let's go daven for Hashem's assistance. That means to pray. When we go through a difficult situation, we lose focus of the whole picture and become super focused on the one problematic element. If we were to look at the whole picture, we'd be full of gratitude. Indeed, we have everything we need to make us happy. We have to learn how to focus on what we have. By doing this, we will truly be surrounded by fountains of happiness. So yes, look at the whole picture. Sometimes it's hard, and I go through this myself. I'm just as guilty as everyone else. Like, something happens that it's kind of in a small space, so to speak. I'm not saying physical space necessarily, but something like small happens, and it upsets you, but you're not looking at the big picture. It's like, okay, like, what is the beauty of all this? Like, oh, okay, maybe I'm dealing with X, Y, Z, but wow, I don't realize I have so much more. So we have to really learn to do it that way. And I hope and pray that we will all merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days and the rebuilding of our final and everlasting Beit HaMikdash. Amen. And thanks for watching.